Hey guys, what's up? Producer engineer Alex Scott here with Consordini.com, coming at you with another studio gear review. Today we are looking at a very unusual microphone. This is the CAD Equitek E350 large diaphragm condenser. Now, you probably have never ever seen this mic before because it's very unusual. They're very rare. And they were only made for a pretty short period of time, but it is an absolutely incredible microphone, and I don't think there is a single other video review of this mic out there on YouTube. If there is, I have not been able to find it. There may be something, but when I very first found myself getting a hold of this mic, it was given to me by a good friend, engineer Butch Haas, who's an amazing Grammy-nominated engineer here in Colorado. Client had given it to him as payment for a session. He had never particularly had a use for it because he has an incredible mic locker. And so I was over there hanging out, and he tossed it to me to go ahead and try it out. And it has become my absolute vocal workhorse in the studio. It has some really unique features in terms of its design and construction. I mean, right off the bat, you can see this wacky giant shock mount that actually works incredibly well. It's a bizarre mic. It's a mic that I love, and it's a mic that I wanted to share with you guys. And if there's anyone else out there who happens to find one of these on reverb.com or in a pawn shop or something and is looking for more information on it, watch through to the end of this video, listen to the sound sample that we're going to play for you of a female vocal recorded through this mic. It's phenomenal. It has all of kind of the features that you would expect. We have a 20 dB pad. We have high pass filter, switchable. We have Omni, cardioid, and figure 8 selectable. It also has an internal battery that charges with Phantom. I don't really understand what it's doing because it doesn't run on its own, or it doesn't seem to run on its own. I don't know if that's just because this battery is very old and it is dead, or if it's somehow powering some additional circuitry inside. I am not sure. All I know is I plug it in, I send it Phantom, and it sounds phenomenal. It's an incredibly detailed mic. It's very airy. It has great, really rich mids, rich lows, not too boomy, not too much proximity effect, which is kind of interesting. Even if you get right up on it, it still maintains a lot of clarity. I mean, it's got some. Any microphone is going to have proximity effect, but this one controls it really, really nicely. But honestly, beyond the amazing tone of it and all of the, kind of normal faculties you would expect on a good vocal mic, this shock mount design is really cool because, as you guys can see from the label, it's actually meant to be hung like this. Okay, so we can see Equitek is face up and the CAD logo is face up, and all of our switches are labeled to be with the mic oriented like this, which I love because if you have ever been in a big studio, you know that it's a very popular way to mount a vocal mic like this so that you can put maybe a baffle behind it, you have it up on a big stand, maybe a music stand right here so that the singer can see their lyrics or whatever very, very clearly. It's a great way to be able to kind of hang a mic upside down like this. But when CAD designed this mic, they thought ahead and actually built the mic specifically to be oriented this way. We normally think of mics as being set up like this, and if you set this mic up in this fashion, it's upside down. So it is really primarily designed to be a vocal mic. Very interesting design. I can't say I've ever seen another microphone be, designed and oriented in this way. The shock mount is also very, very interesting. As you can see, this arm or this bracket pivots out, and then you just, boom, just like that. But it does a great job of isolating the mic because it does, just for reference, kind of a normal shock mount. You have a lot of contact with the mic body. This seems to let the mic resonate a little bit more and doesn't clamp down on the body quite as much. Not that there's a resonant tone or anything to the mic. I just feel like maybe it gives it a little more detail or something. I don't know. I'm not a mic designer. I just love the way that it's designed and built, though. Another thing that you want to keep in mind with this mic, I am not 100% sure where exactly it was manufactured, but it is incredibly heavy duty. It's very weighty. It's got a lot of mass to it. The components inside, I won't tear it down right now because it's kind of complicated, but the components inside are all very high quality. again, from what I could find out, there's not much information out there, but this mic was built when CAD was actually more of a boutique US built company. CAD, we now think of as, they make a lot of cheap like drum mic packs and condenser mics and stuff that you'll see on eBay and on Amazon that are really, really affordable. This mic retailed for $1,500. It's not a cheap mic. If it was made overseas, it was done very, very well. I'm inclined to think that it was made in the US. Don't quote me on that. But it feels, like I said, really sturdy, really high quality. And it has a lot of hallmarks of, something that was built, if not by hand, in very small quantities. The screws, a lot of times on mass manufactured stuff, you'll see screws that are painted to be the same color as the body and all this kind of stuff. These ones are not, which indicates to me that it was assembled by hand. This isn't some cheap welded thing. This whole shock mount design is actually screwed and bolted together as if it were done by hand and not just, spot welded by a giant robot or something like so many mass manufactured things are. It's got these really high quality badges that are riveted on and, aluminum badges. It's not the kind of stuff that you see on your average kind of factory production mic. So I don't know the specific history behind it, but from what I found out, this actually is an extremely high-end mic. You see them now on the used market for like $300 or $400. And for that price, it's one of the best vocal mics that I can think of that one could buy if you can find one. So let's go ahead and I'm going to roll just an audio sample of a female vocal that I recorded with this mic, and you guys will hear just how high quality it is. It was recorded through a Neve 1073, so there is a little bit of tone coming from that as well, but just the airiness and the detail in the top end and the richness throughout the sonic spectrum on this mic is it just blows me away. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
I'm still living in the way I'm feeling. Longer than we were in love, I've been grieving. I was hoping you'd come back for more healing, but that's selfish of me.
Okay, guys, so there you have it. CAD Equitek E350. Such a phenomenal sounding mic. It really is. Every time I plug this thing in, it just blows me away. I've got a lot of other mics in my studio. I've got Aventone CB12s and an Octava Mark 2500, and I don't have anything really crazy, but definitely good quality vocal mics. And when I bring singers in and we do mic shootouts to find the best one, this guy wins, I'd say 8 times out of 10. I have very, very seldomly found a voice that it doesn't do wonders on. It's bright, it's airy, it's detailed, but not at all harsh or sibilant. It's got great low end, great mids. It's just a phenomenal sounding mic. Now, again, I do kind of want a disclaimer. Don't quote me on anything I'm saying in this video because there really is very little information out there about this mic. If I've gotten something wrong or you guys happen to know more about this particular mic, please let me know in the comments. I would really, really appreciate it because I'm curious myself as to where this thing came from, who exactly built it or where it was built and all that kind of stuff. Again, Googling around forums and all this kind of stuff, it seems to be either a rough clone or at least inspired by the U47 FET. It seems to, it was made definitely a while ago when CAD was a much more boutique style company. But beyond that, I really don't know much. So please, if you guys have any further information, let me know in the comments. If I've misquoted something or said something wrong, let me know. And then, if anybody else out there in the future is looking at a used copy of this mic, hopefully this video can be a bit of a source of information because I really have not found much else out there on the web about this mic. So, but what do you guys think? Again, if you have any other information, leave it in the comments, or just if you guys have any opinions on CAD mics. I know nowadays, like I said, they're mainly known for making like cheaper condensers and drum mic packs and stuff like that. I do like their mics now. I think they're one of the better budget options out there from what I've heard. But this thing seems to be in a bit of a class of its own. So, yeah, join the conversation in the comments down below. We always appreciate hearing from you guys. Again, my name is Alex Scott with Consordini.com. I really appreciate you guys checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. And we will see you in the next one.